Welcome into the Perpendicular Mouse.
We're back.
Violating ear holes, defecating on the microphone. My name is Zach. His name is Realize. We go hard so you can keep it soft and silky, just like a Velveteen Rabbit.
Oh, yeah.
And we're back with another 2022 edition, or the first 2022 edition of the Perpendicular Mouse. Thank you so much for listening. While we were away, we realized we've been doing this a very, very long time.
That's right.
Watch some of the old stuff, and believe it or not, we've actually gotten better. I could hardly believe it.
Mm-hmm. I'm rock hard.
And today we have a wonderful show. Today we're discussing the greatest of all time, of all time.
The greatest of all time.
That's the greatest GOAT of all time. We took GOATs from all over. We smushed them together into one little compact piece of spicy grits, which is something that I had for the first time last night at dinner. It was very tasty. And we got grits, spicy grits, jalapeno
scrimps and cheddar cheese and butter and jalapenos all up in there.
That's a jalapenos. I don't know what else was in there, but it was jalapeno grits. Had some chicken on top. It was very, very good.
Okay. All right.
Very good. We put it all together into the spicy jalapeno grits of the Perpendicular Mouse list, and we're gonna run down the greatest of all time, the GOATs list.
So essentially, I mean, if it's not totally clear, which I don't know how it can be any more clear than it is.
That was perfectly clear.
Right. A GOAT isn't just a billy goat. A GOAT is, the greatest athlete, the greatest musician, the greatest porn star, the greatest mother, all those things. Is that right?
How many mothers are on this list? How many porn stars on this list? And how many GOATs on this list?
I'd say the greatest mother is Mother Teresa. And I'd say the greatest porn star, that's a debate for another show. That's a debate for another show.
Okay. We may not do that show.
All right, then fine.
All right. But before we get into the list of the greatest of all times, we must talk about those that didn't quite make the list. We have a very short list of also rans. I think it's one.
Well, why is that? No.
What?
I wouldn't say that. I would say because we were thinking more sports stars today, greatest sports stars, and especially I think what prompted this conversation was Brady's retirement. Everyone's saying like, "Oh, is he the greatest? Is he the GOAT of all GOATs?" And I was like, "Well, there's a lot of people in the conversation, but we're basketball heavy. So I know when you're talking to me, I was like, oh, you got Jordan and Kobe and LeBron and Magic and Wilt and Kareem. And that's too many. So we got to filter down just the NBA, I'd say, to start. And I think that's probably where we need to start this show. Is let's just get
all right. Well, then let's just jump right into the play-in round where we figure out who is the greatest NBA GOAT of all time, because we just couldn't decide. The debate rages on as LeBron keeps moving up the list, keeps doing his thing. There's a lot of other people that want to lay claim. So why don't we get right into the play-in round?
Okay, fair enough. So the NBA GOAT. Now, how do you want to do this? Do you want to do this Royal Rumble style?
Yes. If we go one by one, this is gonna be a 3-hour show. So let's just go in because a lot of people aren't NBA fans. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you the short list. This is a short list. Now, mind you, many of them are Lakers. I know you're a Lakers guy.
Like Van Exel and Eddie Jones. Cedric Ceballos. Is Cedric Ceballos going to be on this list?
Van Exel and Smush Parker did not make the list. Cedric Ceballos, of course, did. So you can consider him alongside Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Magic Johnson, Wilt the Stilt, Bill Russell, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, nay Lou Alcindor.
Okay, so the way I'm looking at this is because I see a couple parity right away. So when I'm thinking Jordan and Kobe, I'm looking at bow wow wow yippee yo yippee yay pow.
Lou likes Kobe. I can tell you.
Okay, and then I'm thinking LeBron and Magic is just like big guards, and then Kareem and Wilt. So I just want to get all those down to a single first. Let's start with Jordan and Kobe. If you weren't around for the Jordan years, late 80s, early 90s, it's hard to imagine just how dominant he was. Well, not true. If you're still wearing Jordans on your feet and you never saw him play, that says a lot right there, okay? They're still making money, which, by the way, Vanessa Bryant just settled with Nike to have Kobe's be a forever thing too. So Nike's going to push those Kobe shoes forever. But people are still wearing Jordans, never saw him play, or they're kids. He was incredibly dominant. Back then, I feel like he was playing against a bunch of like part-time, substitute teachers and like people who in the offseason weren't out there balling out of control. The skill level is much higher in Kobe's era. But that said, Jordan destroyed the league. Did Jordan win every championship that he was in the finals for?
He never lost in the finals.
The postseason. Anytime he was in the postseason, he won the championship.
No, he lost in the postseason. But anytime he made the finals, he was 6-0.
Okay, that's not the case with Kobe. Okay, not just that. As someone who watched Kobe the whole time, the whole 20-year run, Kobe was. I mean, Jordan was a ball hog too, but Kobe was a bad teammate. I just think he was such a great player. He was kind of a bad teammate, but Jordan was a bad teammate, right?
In what sense?
Like just would kind of mess up your locker room chemistry and whatnot.
Kobe, I don't think either one messed up the locker room chemistry. Neither one was friendly. They weren't the hey, let's go get drinks afterwards. They were the guy that was going to be there 3 hours early in the gym and pushing you to do that too. And if you're not doing the things that they're doing, you better step your game up.
Okay. So then, who do you think between Jordan and Kobe?
Well, I don't know. We're considering all six. What about everybody else?
I mean, I'm trying to get through two. You haven't said
that's what I'm saying. We spent 10 minutes on two.
No, it hasn't been 10 minutes. Well, why don't you come up with an answer and then we can keep moving?
Jordan's better than Kobe just because, I mean, the numbers say he is.
Is that right? Jordan had better numbers?
Jordan, more championships, the shooting percentage you can go, assists, it's just a dominance factor. I mean, Kobe was a better scorer. He's a better shooter. He was a better lot of things. But overall, legend-wise, it's Jordan.
I mean, I'm kind of with you. I do think Jordan beats Kobe. Okay, so
I'm a big Kobe guy. I got a Kobe jersey right downstairs. I've seen Kobe.
That's it. Kobe did some bad things
in their basketball game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I'm with you. Jordan over Kobe. Jordan over Kobe. Okay, Kobe modeled his game after Jordan. Mm-hmm. Jordan. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now Wilt and Kareem. I didn't see a lot of Wilt's game, but he was playing a bunch of short white guys, right? Wasn't he playing in like the 50s? And the league was much smaller. Wasn't it like 12 teams back then? So he won like however many championships, but I don't think the competition was as great. I think Kareem, man, if you're a giant and you have a sky hook, that's unstoppable. Between the two, I'm going Kareem. I'm a Kareem guy. What about you?
They were different players. Wilt's numbers are insane. You can't go wrong either way. What about Bill Russell?
He didn't have the competition.
Bill Russell was also there.
Okay, but I still say same thing. Didn't have the competition. Playing against a bunch of
he played against Wilt.
Guys.
Played against Wilt and Kareem. I think was Kareem maybe at the tail end.
I think as time progresses, the skill level has been getting better and better.
But we're not talking. We're talking about the greatest of all time in their era.
I know, but if we're just
are you going to fault Jim Brown for playing against a bunch of smaller people? No,
but I'm saying
in his
that's
era.
How we're doing. You're moving the goalposts. I'm talking about Kareem, Wilt, and Bill Russell right now.
I know, but you can't fault people for who they were. Again, that is their era.
I know,
because otherwise it's going to be the people playing now.
You're the one saying
LeBron James is a better basketball player than Michael Jordan. Period.
Who?
Yes, he's a better basketball player than Michael. He's got tools that Michael Jordan couldn't even dream of.
Who? Kareem?
No, LeBron. But that doesn't mean he's the greatest of all time. If we're going simply by the best basketball player, it's LeBron James, and it's not even close.
Wow. Okay, so you want to knock Kareem, Bill, and Wilt out of this conversation and go straight to LeBron and Jordan?
What I'm saying is, if you're taking that criteria of of, well, they were playing against smaller guys. They weren't as skilled. Okay, well, then you want the most skilled against the best competition. It's LeBron James. I mean, that's
you know what? I'm with you. Fuck it. So Kareem, Wilt, and Bill Russell just got knocked out of this list for NBA GOAT. I'm with you. No. This is what you want.
That's not what I was saying at all, but okay.
I'm with you, Zach. I agree with you. Let's knock those three legends out of this conversation.
First of all, you're not agreeing with me. I'm just saying that, yeah.
Jordan, LeBron, and Magic. First off, LeBron is a better player than Magic. Period. Magic was great, but same thing. He was playing against lesser talent. Mm-hmm. Okay? So if we're going LeBron versus Magic, LeBron is greater than. So LeBron versus Jordan is the conversation for greatest NBA GOAT. And as much as it hurts my heart, because Jordan was iconic. Jordan is an icon. But if we're seriously talking about skill set, and just all around dominance, LeBron is Magic 2.0. He's got a shot. He's got a 3-point shot. He has all the ball handling skills, and he'll dunk in your face. So is LeBron greater than Jordan? Is that the conversation? Because I'm a Jordan guy, but I think you might have swayed me, or I swayed myself subconsciously, because skill-wise, LeBron is, we've never seen anything like that.
It depends on what criteria you use. Nobody had seen, and that's what I'm saying. In their era, they were the best. It's the same way that if you look at, Babe Ruth versus Mike Trout is 10 times the baseball player Babe Ruth could ever be. But in his era, he was so incredibly dominant. It's a different conversation. Or maybe Shohei Ohtani would be a better example because they did similar things. Pitching and hitting.
Stick with me, though. LeBron or Jordan? What do you think?
All right. If you're going on legend status alone, is Jordan. Jordan was the more dominant force at his time than is LeBron James. LeBron James is a way better basketball player, just skills-wise, ability, size, speed, athleticism, all those things, all those intangibles, but Jordan is the bigger legend.
Yeah, but you can't become a legend when you're still writing your story. LeBron's not done. LeBron is about to pass Kareem's scoring title in the NBA. Yeah. He's about to have the most points of any player.
But Jordan already passed it, didn't he?
No.
I thought Jordan beat Kareem.
No, Kareem is number one, and LeBron is about to. I don't think so. Because Kareem is about to catch up to. LeBron's about to catch Kareem. Dude, I think fucking LeBron is the greatest NBA player of all time. And I'm not even a LeBron guy like that. Like Jordan was more on my list. I have LeBron down as like number 14 of all time because, like you said, legend status. But LeBron's still writing his story. LeBron just convinced fucking what's his name? Brady to come back. That's wild. That's like not even his game. That's just like being ridiculous. It's being bigger than the game. Convince Brady to come back to football? What is that all about?
That's easy.
Oh, go on?
No, that's it.
Oh, okay, great. So come up with an answer. LeBron or Jordan?
I was leaving it to you, but you seem to want to go with LeBron, so LeBron James is your NBA greatest of all time. Did you even know that?
Oh, I was a Jordan guy, but these are the things you learn on this show.
We all rode right with you, right down the cock.
Okay.
All right. Well, LeBron James in a surprise upset.
What a twist!
Go on, huh?
What a twist!
What a twist! It's drama here on the Perpendicular Mouth. Mm-hmm. So LeBron James will move on the list to face the greatest of all time, Tiger Woods.
Oh, so now we're going to golf.
Tiger Woods.
Okay. LeBron versus Tiger.
And Tiger Woods, of course, famous PGA golfer, winner of many, many championships, was on his way to blowing out every record that Jack Nicklaus or Arnold Palmer had. Faced some injuries, faced some personal adversity, and, didn't quite reach the heights that he could have. Burned a little bright, maybe flamed out a little bit. His body certainly started giving up on him. Still a very good golfer. Won the Masters a couple years ago. Got to hug his son. That was very nice.
I loved it when he hugged his son.
Oh man, there's a little dust storm came through my house. I don't know what happened. I don't know how it came through. Little dust storm got all in my eyes. I don't know what happened.
Some people would argue that Phil Mickelson is the greatest golfer. I think he has.
Who would argue that Phil Mickelson is greater than Tiger?
No. I'm telling you, without putting their name out there, I've heard it was from someone who's going to Augusta next weekend. Like a big golfer friend of ours was saying that Phil Mickelson has more championships, more lefty.
Not true.
Tiger did more for the game.
Well, okay. Phil does not have more championships than Tiger.
Pull it up. Ask our producer. Who has the most championships of any professional golfer?
Well, Jack Nicklaus.
Maybe that's the name. I don't know. Okay. Jack Nicholson, Phil Mickelson, Jack Nicholson. You tell me.
Well, okay. Well, if you want to, now we're going to every sport and we're going to argue who's the greatest.
No. I'm just trying to say who's the greatest of all time.
Well, are you going like pure championships, or are you going, because that's what I'm saying, like dominance? If you talk about from a skill standpoint, Tiger Woods was way more skilled than anybody back in the 50s and 60s.
Right.
It's argued that he even right now, Tiger in his prime would still be dominating the PGA today.
I'm with you. He elevated the game. No, I really think it's why LeBron just beat Jordan. There's something to it when you become a master of your sport.
But there's also something to be said for influencing the next generation. Like all these, LeBron James grew up watching Michael Jordan saying, I want to do what he does. He changed the game. You know what I mean? That's the way it goes. You stand on the shoulders of the giants that came before you, right? And Absolutely. So every time it just elevates and elevates and elevates. So they're always getting better. Training's getting better. Nutrition's getting better. All that kind of stuff. Tiger Woods was the first athlete golfer, the guy who took care of his body, the guy who was muscular, that would, drive the ball 340 yards, but then had the touch on the back end to, drop it at 94 feet and little backspin into the cup. You know what I mean?
You know what I would say is this: Tiger is the first golfer who played golf as if it were a sport and not a skill game. Mm-hmm. Because to me, golf is a skill game. It's like billiards on a giant field. You're trying to get the ball in the hole. You're getting your skill, your touch, all that just right, your English, but he treated it like a sport. He whacked the shit out of that ball. Mm-hmm. He was really about it. He was fit. You'd see a lot of these golfers out there before that, like you're saying, with big old beer guts, and they're eating in between smoking cigars and stuff.
You're talking about John Daly, yeah. He's the anti-John Daly. Right.
So there is something to be said about that. So Tiger made a generation of, because let's be honest, golf has always kind of been a upper class white sport historically, okay? To the point where a lot of these country clubs wouldn't let in minorities and Jews and women. Like it's been a boys club, a WASP club, men.
Wasp nest?
It's been a wasp nest for a long time. And he shattered that glass ceiling. And he made a whole generation of people say, hey, this is cool. This is something I want to check into. So in that sense, he made a bigger cultural impact than I think LeBron James has. He changed the things. LeBron James, you're watching him, and you're like, I don't think I can do that. I'm not that big. I'm not that strong. I'm not that skilled. But I think a bunch of kids could look at Tiger and be like, hey, that looks like something I might want to learn how to do. Maybe I can do that. So in that sense, I think Tiger has made a bigger impact than LeBron.
All right. Oh, what's going on? Technical difficulties. I hit a button. There we go. Okay. Somehow it rearranged the order, and I was playing our intro. All right. Tiger Woods beats LeBron James. Sorry, LeBron. Another loss in the finals. Am I right?
Oh,
that hurt because he's a Laker. All right. Hey, listen. Now we have a heavyweight matchup between Tiger Woods and Muhammad Ali, nay Cassius Clay. That is a literal and figurative heavyweight matchup. What say you?
Well, give us a little background. Give the people a little background on Muhammad Ali's accomplishments.
Muhammad Ali was a formerly Cassius Clay, was an Olympic boxer, won the gold medal back in 1960. Went on to be, I guess the chosen child of the boxing world. Became a heavyweight champion very young, beat up on some very good fighters. And then, well, he faced a little bit of a layoff because he took a stand politically, an anti-violence stand, an anti-war stance. He found Islam, changed his name to Muhammad Ali, and he didn't box for 3 years. Had to give up all of his championships and became a real touchstone. And not only in boxing, but in the what do they call the general landscape in the mainstream. He became mainstream. He became a being, somebody that was very controversial. He was very brash, very cocky, talked a lot, made happy rhymes and songs, and when he came back, once again became very dominant in the heavyweight division. Beat up a lot of guys. Was one of the greatest heavyweights of all time, widely considered the greatest boxer of all time. Not just for his in-ring performances, but also for his influence outside of the ring, which was tremendous.
So, and I think you did, that was a great summary of a man's lifetime, like achievements. Part of things, because I like to get into the minutia. He had said like he didn't want to fight the Vietnam War because he's like none of those Vietnamese people ever called me an N-word, stuff like that. He's like, why
he has a lot of quotables, yeah.
Why am I going to go die for that? He's like, I don't need to go over there and kill them. But historically, looking back, I've been learning a lot about Vietnam. We were wrong to get involved in Vietnam. Like those Vietnamese people were fighting for their independence from like France trying to come over and like it was like colonize them essentially.
Yeah. We were trying to fight communists, bro. The communists.
So like the historically I've been listening to a lot of Noam Chomsky recently. Noam, and like these papers and learning a lot about just how like wrong we really were getting involved with Vietnam. Like I don't think we grew up understanding that. So he was like, did he go to Canada to not fight the war? Was he like, I know he fully dodged the draft, but did he leave and go to Canada, or did he go to Mecca at that time to like be like, no, I'm not doing this?
I don't know. I mean, he went all around. He had sort of his own spiritual enlightening. He joined with the Nation of Islam and changed. I don't think he ever joined the Nation of Islam, but he kind of
he teamed up with Farrakhan and Malcolm X at the time, and it was very pro-black against.
Yeah, they were very close. Again, I don't know that he was a member of those organizations, but he was very close with them. He was aligned spiritually, and that's why he became a very controversial figure. But a massive figure, especially in.
But that's what I'm saying. Looking at it now, looking at it in a historical context, because we're talking about Tiger Woods' impact and changing the landscape of bringing in a whole generation of quote unquote outsiders to the game into golf. Being interested in the sport, and that was his impact on not just the game, because all these guys are dominant in their games. Okay, that's a given. But now I'm starting to look at the broader implications. And Muhammad Ali was bigger than the sport of boxing. He was tremendous in his fights, absolutely. But then his cultural impact was so much bigger than anything Tiger Woods accomplished. So I'm gonna have to go with Ali.
Oh, come on, man! What is going on,
dude? How do you spell Muhammad?
I think Muhammed.
Muhammed.
We're gonna have to fire our sound guy. He's not doing very well.
Aren't you the sound guy?
Muhammad Ali. His mother called him Clay. I'm gonna call him Clay.
Okay.
Muhammad Ali will move on and face somebody that I don't know a whole lot about from the world of football. Lionel Messi. He is a football player. Okay. He is, I'm going to say, Spanish.
Am I spelling that right? Is it Messi? S-I-M-E-S-S-I. Two
I
S's.
think two S's I.
Okay.
And is he Argentinian?
Yeah, well, he played for Argentina forever. I mean, we might have to ask our producer all his accomplishments. I know that he's beaten everybody in the sense of like all the different individual achievements and goals. He's essentially the Gretzky of soccer.
Well,
like millions touched his accomplishments, his individual accomplishments, his team accomplishments, the championships. He's won the most. Probably
but
most.
You know what?
Everything.
But you know what? We're in America, Jack. Muhammad Ali wins.
Wow. You know what? I think you're wrong, but okay. I honestly think
Then go ahead and list his accomplishments so we can debate.
he has all the most things in the most popular sport in the world. Okay? We live in a corner of the world, you know. We're Laker guys. We're
a corner of the world where
guys.
We don't know who Lionel Messi really is. We know the name.
I know that he's accomplished more in the most popular sport in the world. So he's the world is most into this thing that he is the best at.
But
doesn't it make him the greatest of all time?
But you can't list his accomplishments to compare him even against somebody like Pelé.
I don't know anything about Pele either. All I know is
that's what I'm saying. Like you can't debate those two, so you don't even know if he's the best in his own sport. You're just listing the best name.
I think Messi is more popular than Muhammad Ali. Give me someone that I can really talk about. But I think Muhammad Ali did more in America, but Messi has done more in the world. And the world is bigger than us.
I would debate. Yeah, boxing is a worldwide sport back in the '60s. Muhammad Ali is globally.
Ali Boumaier. Ali Boumaier.
Yeah.
Ali Boumaier. You know what that means?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You won't say it?
Yeah. I'm not going to tell you.
All right, fine.
Yeah. All right. I already rang the horn, man. Muhammad Ali moved on. Lionel Messi. I'm sure he's great. He's probably a very nice guy, too. You know, we'd sit and have a pint with him at the pub and wherever he plays. And
I don't think that's
great.
True. I don't even know if that's true. I just know that he's the greatest footballer of all time. All right, fine. We're ignoring.
What about Pelé?
This guy's better. This is the guy. Messi is the guy. Ronaldo, Pele, all of them.
What about Neymar?
This is the guy.
What about David Beckham? He's handsome.
This guy bends it more than Beckham.
Oh man,
this guy bends it the most. Messi bends it the most.
I don't even know. I don't even know. All right, listen. Muhammad Ali, is going up against the greatest track star of all time, Usain Bolt. Now, he's very fast.
Mm-hmm.
He was very dominant for many, many years, untouchable in the 100 meter, which is the glory event in track, right? Yeah. I think he even won some 200 meters, didn't he? Am I wrong in that?
Yes.
Okay.
I honestly don't know.
He dominated the 100 meters for years and years and years until he got old and retired. You know what's crazy about Usain Bolt that I didn't recognize or realize until recently? He's 6'5". He's 6'5". I didn't know that. He's a big man.
That probably plays a big part into why.
Oh, it has to with the big long strides, but
his stride. He's fast. He's fast like a gazelle, and he's got a stride.
Yeah, but to get that kind of out of a 6'5" man, he's a big muscular. You know, to get that kind of power and that kind of movement, you know, that's a big man that's moving down right there.
Yeah. You know
anyway, Usain Bolt versus Muhammad Ali. What do you?
I'll tell you what. I'm more impressed. First off, I don't think Usain Bolt has any accomplishments outside of the world of track. You know what I mean? Where Ali. I don't think he has anything outside of the world of track, you know, where that makes him he's the best track star. He is even more so than, you know, honorable mention to Jackie Joyner-Kersee. You know, like I think she did amazing things in track. Probably she's the greatest woman's track star. I think that'd be fair to say. I don't think she can beat Usain Bolt, the 6'5" fastest man on earth, but she probably is the greatest women's track star for sure. She's the GOAT of women's track. But Bolt hasn't done anything outside of that. He's just super fast. And like, we'll look back at people he's running past and, diss him. Peace sign. But Ali's done more.
I'm sure he's given back in his native country and all of that, but I think you're right. As far as global legend status, it's Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
I added one to the list. I don't know why they weren't on the list before, but I just added one to the list. So they may have already been there, and I missed it. But they're coming up later. First, we go between the GOAT of boxing and the newly crowned GOAT of football, Tom Brady, who's now back to chase another championship.
What do you got to say on Brady?
Tom Brady has a lot of championships. He has, 6 Super Bowls. He just won one at age, switched teams, left the thing, joined another team that was 8-8 the year before, took him to let him to a Super Bowl win. And then last year, had another really good year. He's like 45. How effing old is he? He's very old.
41, maybe 42.
No. He's like 45.
He's not older than us.
He's very much older. I believe this is his age 45 season. How old is Tom Brady? Whoa. I don't know. I asked the producer. How old is Tom Brady?
44 years old. According to NBC Chicago, after turning 44 years old on August 3rd.
August 3rd.
Brady was the oldest player entering the 20.
Dude, he's 44 years old?
I'm telling you.
I
He
didn't
played
realize
last year. He was
he was that old.
44.
Wow.
44 years old, which is insane. That just doesn't happen in football at any position.
All right. Look, it's just you and I here, right, brother? Brother Zach, I'm telling you right now, he's doing some weird blood spinning stuff. I think he goes off to Germany. He's getting stem cells shot into him. He's probably blending up fetuses and rubbing them on his face, sleeping in a hyperbaric chamber, only eating he doesn't eat strawberries. What's up with that? Okay. What's so wrong with the strawberry?
I had frozen strawberries yesterday and they were delicious.
Right. And look at you. You fucking look great. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could probably go out there. I know. I've seen you chuck a ball.
Hey, I was a third string quarterback in high school. I can handle my business.
Brady is maybe the most accomplished quarterback. Is that undeniable? He's the most
accomplished. Yes.
Okay. So
best? No.
That's not what I said. I said accomplished.
No. Accomplished. Yes.
Right, but you're with me now. But I don't even necessarily think he's not the best. He's got the most skill. It's the thing that I was talking about.
He doesn't have the most skill. Peyton Manning was a better quarterback than Tom Brady. Period.
Fundamentally, like just skill.
By every measure of a quarterback except for team accomplishment.
And you know what else? I think there's an evolution taking place in quarterback, becoming getting out of the pocket. So it's like there's one thing to be a pocket passer, which Brady has on lock, and then there's another thing to being a mobile quarterback to be able to score. Like let's say Cam Newton in his prime time Cam Newton when he had an arm and he could move around. Michael Vick in his greatest games, but no one has done as much as Brady has. Like it's amazing. It's amazing watching what he's doing.
For better or for worse, the quarterback position in football gets all of the praise and all of the scrutiny. And throughout his career for 25 years now, he's very old, 22, 23, 4 years, he has kind of risen above that and he's been the guy and he's succeeded. When he left New England, everybody's like, oh, well, he's done. It's Joe Montana going to the Chiefs. Like, nothing's going to happen. And all he did was win the damn Super Bowl. That's really, really impressive.
That was incredible. It was incredible. Yeah. And now I heard he's actually trying to position to get to Miami to get paired up with Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, I don't know why you'd want to do that, but whatever. That's
you don't know why you would want to live in Miami with your supermodel wife?
Well, what? No, why would he competitively want to go to a team that is not as good as the one he has? In a system that is not the system that makes him successful the last 2 years.
Tampa's really old, and I think he had a problem with the coach. Did they already get rid of that coach in Tampa?
Arians? No.
Yeah. I think they're going to. I think they have beef.
Why?
Brady wants to run his teams. Brady's a coach.
That he was retired. He could have come back anywhere. Why would he come back?
Well, hold on. Don't just run past that. I think Brady's a coach killer. I think now he was with Belichick for so long.
Yeah, he sure killed Belichick's career.
You didn't. That's what I'm saying. But the fact that he had to leave, I think now we see him go to one other team, he loses a coach, has to jump around. Belichick, I think, just put up with his shit for decades. They were in a loveless marriage.
I think we'll have to agree to disagree on that one.
Okay, so Brady or Ali? Who's had more? Ali's had more well, actually, who's had more cultural impact?
It's certainly not Brady. Well, I don't know. The TB12
Right.
the TB12 method might change lives.
No, Brady is beloved by New England bros.
New England, what white dudes with gelled hair.
That's what I'm saying. All
That's
that
who loves Tom Brady.
East Coast Irish guys and shit. Like they just like love his ass.
Irish dudes love Brady.
That's a fact. But Ali
beans and loving Tom Brady. That's all.
That's right. Everybody knows that. Ali though. Ali changed the world. I don't think that's Brady is the most accomplished football player. Ali changed the world.
Muhammad Ali will move on.
Fuck you,
Beats up Tom Brady. All right.
Tom versus time. How about Tom versus Tom versus time? Like that's so stupid. Look, time. Let's say I think this is a huge mistake that he's coming back for another season. I think we're gonna watch all these greats stick around too long and they get their bell rung. You know, at some point, someone's gonna lay his ass out. And it's gonna be sad. When he dribbled that little bit of blood in the postseason last year, that was the sign. They made him bleed his own blood. That he was so close, and he came back because LeBron talked him into it. You know, that's evil. LeBron, like Brady, could have had a great life and retirement, and I think he's about to get whooped.
Well, LeBron didn't talk him into it.
$100 right now.
He saw LeBron score and do those things that he did, and said, "Oh, I can't let him be the GOAT. No, I'm not the GOAT."
You're the GOAT.
It's that competitive fire, man. It's that thing that makes those people those people.
It's not just the competitive fire. It's when you're in the real world, this shit is hard. He had to spend some time with his kids. He had to go to Sprouts and Target and do some stuff. And he's like, no. He's like, this ain't me. All right, moving on.
All right. One thing we have not yet discussed is that Muhammad Ali was likely not the best boxer of his era either. But we can move on from that. We don't have to have that discussion right now because
who was?
Huh?
Who was the greatest?
Watch his fights with Ken Norton.
Who?
Ken Norton.
Ken Norton? You're out here arguing for Ken Norton?
No, I'm saying he might not bet as good as Ken Norton.
Ken Norton. Who talks about Ken Norton?
People who watch those fights.
Hey, do you have a poster of Ken Norton up in your house?
Yeah.
Oh yeah?
But that's what I'm saying.
He
was the biggest star. He might say the same thing with like Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was the biggest star. People call him the baddest man on the planet. That doesn't mean he was the best boxer of his time.
You know what? Mike Tyson is a fair comp. You want to go Ali versus Tyson real quick?
No. Because Tyson was certainly not the greatest of all time.
Tyson would have knocked Ali on his ass.
By any measure.
Tyson would have knocked Ali on his ass.
Maybe. But Tyson got his ass kicked by Holyfield, by Lewis, by Buster Douglas.
Tyson stopped having that discipline. He was just going off as just like power, rage, and just the flow state. You know, he was. I don't think because Tyson trained hard too, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. Moving on. Ali versus who?
I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm just saying.
It's interesting. I would love to see that fight. You know, if you could just make Tyson versus Ali in their prime. Woo-wee.
Different styles. And the same thing. You know, you go back to the 1960s. You know, any of these guys nowadays. You know, Tyson Fury, the heavyweight champion currently.
Yeah.
Muhammad Ali had a real tough time with Tyson Fury. 6'9", 270 pounds. Ali was 6'3", 212. Come on, man.
That's what I'm saying. That's not even the same weight class.
That is the same weight class. Heavyweight, 201 plus. It's the same weight class.
201 plus is crazy. Before they had a giant. Like Fury is a giant.
Deontay Wilder's first fight with Fury, I think he weighed like 209 because he had like something. Oh, maybe it's 217, something like that. He put Fury on his head. It's just the way it goes. You got to fight. You got to fight the fights.
It's a mountain.
That's heavyweights, man. All right. Anyways, Muhammad Ali is moving on. We'll talk about the GOATs.
Yeah.
Right? Let's talk about the greatest GOAT of all time.
Okay.
Clay Henry III.
Who?
Mm-hmm. You don't know Clay Henry III?
No, man.
He's the GOAT's GOAT. He was a beer-drinking GOAT that became the mayor of Lajitas, Texas.
Excuse me now?
There is a beer-drinking GOAT named Clay Henry III that became mayor of a town in Texas.
So this GOAT is purely known for drinking beer and being a mayor.
He became famous because he was a beer drinking goat. You could come, you could pay money to the goat's own. You could go and you could feed the goat beer. The goat would drink up to 50 beers per day. And you could just feed the goat beer, love to drink beer. He's a beer drinking goat. The goat became so great, so popular, it was voted mayor of Lajitas, Texas.
Where the fuck is Lajitas?
It's a border town. Lajitas. You look it up. I don't know. Lajitas.
Okay. I'm gonna take this seriously.
Yeah.
This
is a goat that transcended its station and became the mayor of the entire town.
Dude, it's so meta right now. It's the greatest goat. It's the greatest of all time goat of all time. The
goat.
It's a triple goat. It's
the goat.
It's the three. This is the three. Clay Henry III is three greatest, and this might be the greatest goat. Is it the greatest goat? There's got to be some other great goats.
Are you implying that another goat has transcended mayor of a city?
Okay. Oh, I'm saying, look, I'm just saying if you're an actual goat, becoming the mayor may not be as impressive as like those goats that like scale up the side of the mountain. Have you ever seen those goats? Have you ever seen those goats?
He was drinking a lot. He probably, his balance
This goat was a drunk. This goat that sounds like a drunk to me. This goat has a problem. This goat needs to go to recovery.
He is a functional. Well, he's dead now, but want to know why? It's
because
somebody found him drinking on Sunday, didn't like it, broke in and accosted him, cost him his life because they have laws, blue laws down in Texas in some places that don't allow you to buy or consume alcohol on Sundays. Mm-hmm. This guy didn't like it, cost him his life.
If Clay Henry was honestly the goatiest goat of all goats, I think he would have fought that gun off that man and shot him. He shot him dead for trying to take his life. But he's probably drunk.
Who's to say that Clay Henry wasn't like Muhammad Ali and was anti-war, anti-violence?
You'd have to ask who is that SNL character, Goat Boy? He'd be the only one who could tell you.
But see, Goat Boy was not a true goat. It was a goat boy. Clay Henry is a goat.
I'm impressed, but he's a goat, which he has going for him. But aside from that, Muhammad Ali was the greatest of all time.
I want to point out that Muhammad Ali is not a literal goat.
All right, under protest.
The rest of this list could be done under protest. I'm just saying.
Is the rest of this list going to be actual goats?
I don't see any more legitimate goats.
Okay.
So these are just debatable goats. That's the only one that's not debatable.
Fair.
All right. Next one. Quite frankly, I don't think this one's debatable either because it's the greatest NHL player of all time, Wayne Gretzky. They literally call him the Great One because all he did was just blow every scoring record out of the water and just dominated for years and years and years in the NHL.
Not just that, he had his jersey number 99 is retired throughout the league. Mm-hmm. Like it's one thing. Normally, a lot of these other players, you'll get your number retired on your team, but a league said no one else is allowed to wear 99 in NHL. That's some shit. I think he won some other major accomplishment in 1999. Like, I don't know if that's the year he went into the Hall of Fame or something, but like for something else to just line up in 99 when you're 99 and then no one's allowed to wear 99, like he's amazing. I think like he had like a lot of players don't get 50 plus goal scoring seasons often. And I think Gretzky's had like 70s and 80s and 90s. Like he just like with multiply was like killing it.
He was dominating points when points were not dominated like that.
Yeah, no, and then, some of these other sports we're talking about the level of the competition, and I don't know hockey well enough to be like, is the level of nutrition so much more improved now in fitness and training, where these are just like stronger, better, faster athletes.
That's just every sport. I mean, the
You
science
say that's true.
the
So
science progressed to the point to where we know what an athlete is, and there's millions and millions of dollars on the line. So those who take care of themselves,
okay, so you're
those do
saying
the
like,
TB12 method.
so what's this guy on Pittsburgh? You know what I'm talking about? There's this guy on Pittsburgh, the Penguins, who's like amazing. Sidney Crosby.
Sid the Kid?
Yeah, yeah. Is he a greater athlete than Gretzky? You think?
I could not tell you who runs a faster 40 time.
Or what about the Russian guy who was in who's that team that just won?
Ovechkin?
Ovechkin. Is he a greater athlete? You think? Bigger, stronger, faster?
Probably all these guys are better athletes than Wayne Gretzky was.
Mm-hmm.
He was just a blonde Canadian dude.
It's a skill.
I'm sure he's a great athlete, no doubt, but
well, it's okay. So there's a combination. So
it's the Jordan versus LeBron versus Kobe debate. It's the same thing. Jordan, Kobe was a better athlete. LeBron's a better athlete than Kobe. It's just the way it goes.
Okay, so I think we've talked about this before, but for anyone who's just like tuning in or watching with us live now, which by the way, what up, Perps? Thank you guys. To me, a sport is like physical exertion. You have to be literally athletic, sweat, body, you're putting in that work, where billiards, darts, golf, bowling, cards, these are skill games. Okay. Even chess, it's like skill. You understand the intricacies of how to do this so well. And I think that's what kind of makes these people the GOATs, is when they have this combination of athleticism to like dominate at the pro level, and they're just masters of their skill sets too. And I don't think anyone mastered the skill set it takes to be a great hockey player more than Gretzky. I don't think that's true of Ali. Now, Ali was an amazingly skilled and athletic boxer, and he made a bigger impact. But if we're talking about the greatest, the GOATiest GOATs of all, I think Gretzky is maybe unsurpassed as someone who just like dominated the game for perpetuity. No one's touched it yet. There were 6 basketball players we were discussing. I don't think anyone, even those guys we're talking about now, who are better specimens of athlete, are able to touch his accomplishments. Like I said, he's scoring 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 goal seasons, and no one is like, it's hard to get 50. And I don't know if that's defense or what, but I mean, I think there's something to be said about someone whose legacy makes it, close to 2 decades after their retirement.
So your vote is for Gretzky over Ali?
Yeah, and I'm not even a hockey guy. I just think that until someone is in the conversation to be as great as he is in the pro level, then there's something to be said about that. No one's touched him yet.
Well, because when we discussed Usain Bolt, that's the same category. Usain Bolt was dominant. Holds the records.
No, because I was saying Jackie Joyner-Kersee is an amazing track star. She doesn't hold records there. There's no one else. Gretzky is like, he is a luminary unto himself within his professional sport. There's no one else in the conversation with him in hockey. We were talking about Mike Tyson against Ali, and how I'd love to see that.
No, you were talking about Mike Tyson against Ali.
You were talking about some random guy I never heard of.
Yeah.
From his same time.
Who beat Muhammad Ali 2 out of 3 times?
So
and debatably the 3rd time.
So thank you for proving my point for me. Okay? Gretzky.
All right. Gretzky it is. That's some stuff right there.
Dude, I feel like it is surprising. All this is surprising. Whenever we do these, it's surprising. Just talking these things out. Yeah.
Wow. Well, here we go. All right. This is the one I added to the list. When I saw she wasn't on the list, I said, oh, well, we got to add Serena Williams.
Ooh.
Serena Williams wasn't on our list. And I said, well, why isn't Serena Williams on this list? She's got to be on this list.
Wait, so was Venus on the list?
No. Serena greater than Venus, though, by championships.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
And head to head too, I think.
Serena is the younger sister, correct?
Mm-hmm.
The bigger booty of the two.
Maybe, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure. I think there's power in a booty. I think your booty is strong if you have like just like a hard bubble, but like naturally, that's just muscle. So when she's like, yeah, and she does, hi, hold on, I need to go full screen so people can really see my stroke. Hey, oh, with that, it's all from the booty that generates all that power. So, you know, she was built to dominate that sport.
As a wise man once said, clearly you are not a golfer.
Wait, are you saying your golf swing comes from the booty?
No.
Why? Then what does that mean? Who's this wise man?
It's from the Big Lebowski, and as you know, I have to explain it all. All right, let's all take a moment here. It's a quote from the Big Lebowski where they see his bowling stuff, and he says, "What is this?" And he says, "Well, clearly you're not a golfer, man. Get it? Because it's bowling stuff." And so I saw your terrible stroke. I'll be honest, your tennis stroke, and I said, "Hey, clearly you're not a golfer." Did that make it funnier?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, yes. So
All
okay.
right, hang on. Well, hang on. Yep. I get a point.
Okay, all right. So okay, but explain to me. Let's talk Serena Williams really quick. Is she the most accomplished tennis star?
Female. Dominant. Very dominant for a long time.
Okay, no, okay. See, I was trying to give you the floor, man, and you're killing me here because my question is this: when I say she's the most dominant, because remember there was that Battle of the Sexes tennis match, I guess in like the.
Oh, are you saying would she win head to head versus Novak Djokovic? I don't know.
I'm just saying, is she the GOATiest tennis player? Like, is she the one? Like, I felt like she could beat a lot of these men out here too.
Mm-hmm.
Am I wrong?
Oh, I'm sure she could.
Right.
But, you know, like if you go on the men's side, like there's 3 dudes right now that, you know, are battling for, you know, greatest of all time that are all beating up on each other, which is awesome for tennis. But, you know, on the women's side for a long time, you know, it was just Venus and Serena kind of separated herself.
And a bunch of blonde Russian women. Like they just had these Russian after Russian, blonde Russian, you know, would come out and play her and super skilled, but it's the butt, man. I'm telling you, that butt muscle, it's where your stroke comes from. Okay?
Stroking that butt? Is that what you're saying?
I'm just saying it's strong. Her booty's strong.
Are you saying it's Wayne Gretzky over Serena Williams? Because she's not the GOATiest GOAT? I agree with that.
She's not the GOATiest GOAT, but she is the greatest tennis star. I mean, yeah.
I got you. I feel you. All right. Then let's move on to a man who is considered to be one of the GOATiest GOATs, Babe Ruth.
Ooh.
He's such a GOATiest GOAT that people say so-and-so is the Babe Ruth of fill in the blank. Wayne Gretzky is the Babe Ruth of the NHL.
Okay, I got opinions on Babe Ruth. Go ahead and sit this one out for a minute, Zach. You may not want to be involved with anything I'm about to say.
Oh, sure. No, all right.
So a lot of people, I think Zach may have just left the building. I'm gonna kick Zach out of here, see if he comes back. Okay. So honestly, I think Babe Ruth was mixed. Okay. And I'm not saying that that is why he was more dominant, but I think when it was an all white league, for sure, you know, Babe Ruth came in, and I think that Brother Zach is going to be doing this again soon too. Oh, Brother Zach, good to see your ear again.
Huh? Oh, I was sitting it out.
You're sideways. You're sideways. You might have to fix there.
No, I was sitting it out. So
no, I appreciate it. I was letting him know. I think Babe Ruth was actually like mixed and adopted, and like when he was playing in that all white league, like he had the weight of every Black person in America that wasn't allowed to play baseball, like on his shoulders. And he was just like, I'm gonna fucking. That's what I'm saying. You probably didn't want to be here for all this, and he just whooped on the all white league and kept it on the DL that he was mixed.
Where did you get this information?
A QAnon support group that I follow online. No, I mean, I'm just telling you, it's out there. Look at some of this footage and stuff too. But I think that he was the greatest of his time against lesser competition. And wasn't he like Shohei Ohtani in the sense he was a pitcher and a hitter? Correct.
Well, he was he played both. Yeah, when he was younger, when he was like with the Red Sox and that kind of. He was a dominant pitcher and a very good dominant hitter. And then when he went to the Yankees, basically just they made him just a hitter. He stopped pitching towards the end of his career.
One thing they don't talk about much is he was just like a big fat slob, or was he just strong? He wasn't a slob, but he was like fat and smoked cigars and ate a lot. He did all that, right? And he was still just like whooping on him, kind of like was it Big Papi? Big Papi seemed like a fat, but these guys were in shape too, so you've got to be strong. You're a professional athlete, you can't not be strong, right? Or can you just be like an oaf?
Well, it depends on what you're doing.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
Listen, you can't do the things that Babe Ruth did and not be a tremendous athlete. Period.
Right, but okay, I think he had lesser competition where Gretzky. Have people hit Babe Ruth's numbers in any of it yet?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so moving on. Gretzky.
No. Moving on. You have no clue. Listen, when Babe Ruth was there hitting home runs, Babe Ruth essentially invented hitting home runs. What? We play the game this way because of Babe Ruth. When Babe Ruth was leading the league in home runs, he'd have, well, let's see, his famous number was 60. He had 60 home runs. The next closest was like 12. It was a different era. They called it the dead ball era. There's the time before Babe Ruth and the time after Babe Ruth. He is the Jesus Christ of baseball. He started the new era.
Wow. The Jesus of baseball. You know what I used to like? I used to like when Babe Ruth would point. He's like, the ball is going out that way. And then he would do it. That's cool.
Yeah. If you watch, yeah. That's a great legend.
Is it? I know. Is it even real? Like, how do we know? I never saw that.
There is footage, and you can see him. He's kind of like doing. He's kind of like doing this, but he could be like, because people are talking from and so there's conjecture that he was saying, "Hey, that's only 2 on me. That's only 2."
Or he could be
hit a home run. Either way, dudes were flapping at him, and he's like, "Oh yeah, all right, yeah, let's see." Boom, and then he hit it out.
He was fanning off hot dog burps from eating a hot dog in the dugout.
He most certainly didn't stand there and.
No,
one of those like I'm taking it deep. It's one of those where he's like, you see his hand, you do this, and then he sits up there.
Okay, Gretzky, man, I'm not even entertaining this.
But here's the thing. Gretzky, his numbers were so. You're saying he's the greatest because he was so skilled and his numbers were so much bigger than everybody else's, right?
Because it hasn't been touched yet. Because they haven't.
But Babe Ruth was even more than that. First of all, Gretzky was in the 90s. Babe Ruth was in the 1920s. His stuff stood until the 1960s. Mm-hmm. One guy broke it, and then not until the steroid era in the 1990s did anybody even get close.
Wasn't Babe Ruth playing in the all-white league? Like there was a Negro league, and then there was. No, man. I don't think he was really playing against all the competition that he could have.
Well, how many black people were in the NHL when Wayne Gretzky was there?
Wow. I'm not voting for Babe Ruth. You're not gonna sway me. Babe Ruth's not the greatest GOAT of all time to me. No.
Does Wayne Gretzky have a candy bar named after him?
He should. I would love a Gretzky bar.
What would it taste like?
Nougat. All nougat.
Just all nougat.
That's it.
That's exactly. I think that's a great call because that's exactly what it would be.
Yeah.
Just a chunk of nougat.
That's it.
Yeah, just a blob of nougat.
Yeah. Are we moving on? We're almost at an hour right now.
I don't know, man. You're saying Gretzky's greater than Babe Ruth?
I am. Yeah.
You, sir, are not a golfer.
Is that making me under protest?
Yeah, I think it's a bad call.
You brought up an actual goat that
Yeah.
drinks beer.
Yeah, but the goat was the goatiest goat of all goats.
How many more people do we have on this list? 2. Interesting. I don't even know what sports we've. Let me try to guess. Swimming, Michael Phelps.
That is the next one on the list. Michael Phelps goes up against Wayne Gretzky.
Okay.
So you want to talk about skill? Yeah. That was your whole argument for Wayne Gretzky. You want to talk about skill and being dominant in a specific skill? That's Michael Phelps, man.
Okay.
I mean, as a swimmer, I mean, what did he have? 25 medals? I mean, what's the final? I got to look up the final number, but he had a lot, and he was dominant for multiple Olympics, all while smoking weed. He don't care.
Was he on PEDs?
How many medals did Michael Phelps win?
All these guys are on PEDs.
No, he is not.
28.
28 medals. I was lowballing him at 25. That's insane.
And not just that, I think when we're talking about 28 Olympic medals, this is probably over the span of like 16 to 20 years, right?
No, I think it was 12 years. I think it was 3 Olympics.
Okay. Fuck Michael Phelps. How about that? I just like what impact did he have outside of the sport?
He became well. No, please. What impact did Wayne Gretzky have outside of the sport? You want to do that? We got to go back to Muhammad.
No. Gretzky. I'll tell you what impact he had. Since you asked, Gretzky brought hockey to the West Coast. He legitimized West Coast hockey. Like he came from the Edmonton Oilers. What was his original team before he came to the Kings?
So you're saying because he played on the Kings,
yes, that he.
How many championships did he win with the Kings?
I don't know if it was 2 or 1 or none. Is that right? He just got scoring titles. I didn't know that. I just know that he legitimized hockey on the West Coast, where before that, I think it was purely a Canadian and an East Coast. The winter cities, the winter states had hockey, and obviously Canada, those frostbacks up there. I guess you're not a frostback until you cross the border into America, which is
very racist.
Canada's Mexico.
Very racist.
So, but no one was really into hockey like that until he came here, and they're like, "Wow, you got to watch this guy."
And how many people were into swimming before Michael Phelps?
I don't think people, unless you're into swimming already, were like, "We gotta,
No, but how many people were into how many people got into hockey because they weren't into hockey before?
Well, I'll also say this: this guy, who's the one? There's like a stoner guy that was in the Olympics recently that was getting a ton of medals too. There's like a new swimmer. He was kind of like a dumb, kind of like blonde surfer type guy, and he was winning all this. I don't even know his name. Are you
talking about Ryan Lochte?
Yes. Wasn't he like winning a whole bunch of medals and stuff? Then how do I even know his name?
He was first of all, he was like at the same time as Michael Phelps. Like they were on the same 4x100 team.
And wasn't he winning a bunch too?
Well, he won some, but a lot of that was Michael Phelps was on.
So how great can Michael
They were just good.
Be? Okay, wait. Was Ryan Lochte beating Michael Phelps in some of the competitions?
No, they weren't. No.
He was getting like silver to Phelps's gold.
Well, I don't even know if they were in the same events, but no, they were teammates.
Phelps doesn't do anything to me. I don't want to weedy his box.
You know what I'm realizing.
What's that?
I'm realizing. No. You're voting for the guys that you know better than the other guy.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Good enough. As long as we acknowledge that, that's all I need. All right. Well, then Wayne Gretzky. Because there's nothing you can say about Michael Phelps that's going to make him better. Wayne Gretzky is you don't know who Michael Phelps is.
I don't know. I just know he's because it's like one was in a sport every season, every year, and one shows up every 4 years, and I'm supposed to care. Like I don't even care about the Olympics.
Well, one of them
care about the Olympics.
One of them is the most prolific Olympic athlete of all time.
I don't really care about the Olympics. The Olympics seems like a big waste of money to me.
Well, then you're not going to like this last one because the last person is Simone Biles.
Ooh. Okay. Let's talk about Simone Biles.
I'd like for you to discuss Simone Biles with your anti-Olympic stance.
I will. How do you spell Biles?
B-I-L-E-S?
Is that right? Or is it B-Y-L-E?
I think it's B-I. I think it's with an I.
Okay. So much to my partner's chagrin, Simone Biles is amazing at gymnastics, which
How do you know?
Because they just like wouldn't stop talking about it on TV. It was just all they talk about. They're just like, she's amazing at gymnastics. She's amazing at gymnastics. Look at Simone Biles. She's on the balance beam. Look at Simone Biles. She's doing a pommel horse. Hey, did you
Women don't do pommel horse, man.
Did you see Simone Biles doing those the iron cross and the parallel bars at 3 a.m. on Tuesday? It was amazing. It was amazing. She's so good. Have you seen her? She's 4'11". She weighs 90 pounds, and she's just like strong and fast and can spin around and jump and twist and spin the ribbon. And then she freaked out, right? Then she had some sort of anxiety or something, right? Like a panic attack. And they're like, hey, we can't believe this. Simone Biles isn't competing. That's terrible. Well, she was great at what she did. And let me tell you something about gymnastics. They're in the Olympics. Let me tell you something about the Olympics. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about the Olympics. Like I'm like, that's awesome for the people who win. I'm sure it's very cool to have gold medals and stuff. But it's every 4 years, and it costs a ton of money. It creates a ton of traffic, and it makes a big old carbon footprint that we don't even need to do, so people can stop paying attention to what's really going on in the world. And I bet that's when the world leaders are really like doing some terrible stuff. Where Gretzky, man, that guy scored a lot of goals. How about that?
Can't believe Wayne Gretzky won this thing, man. Come on.
That's
Wayne
wild.
Gretzky's the GOATiest GOAT.
I guess so. Wayne
Gretzky's the GOATiest GOAT.
I didn't know, but apparently, I mean, I would have thought that it might have been, Jordan. Honestly, I don't know how we got here. I don't know how we do the things we do.
I'm gonna explain it because I just went parallel. All right, I'm gonna explain it because I know how this works now. I figured it out after 10 years, 12 years, 15 years. How long have we been doing this? 15 years.
We've been doing it for a while.
Listen, I figured it out. The ones that win are the ones that you know about. If you don't know about it, it doesn't exist. It has to exist in your world, and it has to be forefront in your head.
Can I tell
because
you?
You're a Kings fan. It's Wayne Gretzky.
I never watched a Kings game that Gretzky played in my life.
Oh, really? See, I liked hockey back in the day. I remember Gretzky and Robitaille and Marty McSorley used to fight everybody.
That's cool. I'll tell you what. I just got a Kings jersey recently too, because I'm going to be going to Colorado to watch them play the Avalanche with brother Mondango, and I didn't get a Gretzky jersey. I just got a plain one. So who knew that he's the GOATiest GOAT? Surprise!
Surprise to everybody.
We had one of the perps. What's up, Chip? Saying Gretzky is literally the great one.
Yeah, he's called the great one in hockey.
No, he is the great.
He's not the great one.
He's the great one.
Yeah, and Ali is called the greatest.
No, he said he was the greatest of all time.
Yeah, and everybody else calls him the greatest too.
No, they don't. They call him. Mama call him catch and play. I'm gonna call him catch and play.
The GOAT. People just call people things. I'm just saying. All right, wait. I'm pausing the music.
This is science. This is science.
Right, if you want to go that route, Tom Brady is literally called the GOAT by everybody. I'm not saying he is. I'm just saying he's called the GOAT. Ali called himself the greatest, and everybody calls him the greatest. When they refer to Ali, they say Ali, the greatest.
Look, hey, I just call him like I see him. I'm sorry if you don't like how this is a scientific method. Okay, if we use the scientific method of deduction and Gretzky won is the GOATiest GOAT of all GOATs, I didn't expect it. This was not what I thought. Did I go into this being like Gretzky is going to win? No, but he won. Until anyone can touch what he's accomplished in his sport, then it seems like that has happened in every other arena, and all of them, except for hockey. They retired his number throughout the league.
They retired Jackie Robinson as a number 2.
I was about to say they've only done that with Jackie Robinson, and it's because he broke a color barrier.
Mm-hmm.
Gretzky, they did it because of sporting accomplishment. It's amazing. It's an amazing legacy he's left so far. Okay, Google.
Well, listen. Gretzky also broke the barrier. He's the first piece of nougat to ever play in the NHL.
Here's a summary from the Hockey Writers. Wayne Gretzky, the Great One's 10 most unbreakable records. Most Art Ross trophies in a career. Most goals in a season. Most assists in a season. Most professional goals in a career. Most assists in a career, and more.
And more.
That's been for what, 15, 20 years? 20 years, I guess now?
20 years.
20 years. Babe Ruth had all those records for more than 40 years.
Babe Ruth was losing the battle against life. His heart exploded.
Wait. Because he died in his 40s?
Yeah.
He's nothing. What does that have to do with anything that he did?
I'm saying you can't be the greatest athlete.
Make no sense.
No. My arguments make all the sense.
Make no sense.
Make all of the sense in the world. How about that? Hour and 11 minutes. I thought you were the one saying you wanted to get out of here. Did you want to get out of here or not? Take the L. Take the L.
Oh no, it doesn't. I didn't choose it. You already chose Gretzky.
Then take the dub.
I'm just saying it's terrible. Terrible. Put it in the group.
Wu-Tang.
Put it in the group and ask, is Gretzky the GOATiest GOAT?
Wu-Tang.
Yes or no? I just want a yes or no.
Hey.
If more than 51% says yes, all right. Or more than 50% says yes, then all right, I'll back off. Otherwise,
Wu-Tang.
Hey.
Play us out of here.
Oh, why isn't it going? Oh, because I hit the wrong button.
Yeah.
We got to fire a sound guy, man. All right, next time we're gonna have a new sound guy. Thank you for turning into the Perpendicular Mouths with the terrible sound quality and the terrible sound engineering and the terrible sounds pushing buttons in what's that called? Sounding. I don't know. Thanks for tuning in. The GOATiest GOAT of all time is Wayne Gretzky, apparently, and I couldn't be happier.
Tune in next time.
My name is Zach. We'll see you next time.
Yeah, well, we're going to be discussing the
GOAT,
the worst baby names,
the worst GOAT names,
worst celebrity baby names next time.
Perpendicular Mouth.
Perpendicular Mouth.